Hey everybody, welcome back to Signals News Podcast with signalsaz.com. Today I have Robert Hayes, and you had a pretty cool job, man.
It's not a job.
See, exactly. But you had a job for a long time, and then you traded all that in, just as people today are trading what? Cards.
Oh yes,
collector
sports cards and Pokemon cards, absolutely.
Which is funny. I didn't have a chance to do too much research before you got here, and I heard, the name of your store is All Star Sports Cards in Prescott, Arizona. And I immediately just obviously went to baseball cards.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you educated me and told me, no, there's NBA, there's some football cards, there's, some hockey cards around here. And then started talking about something that is near and dear to my son's heart, and that's trading cards, Pokemon.
Yes.
And so what is...
Well, it sounds like your kids are hooked on both of them, the Pokemon and the Magic.
Yeah, thanks for that, by the way. And funny, when he realized who I was interviewing, he came right out and started talking to you, didn't he? So he was like, so tell me a little bit about your business and what you guys do.
So we are All Star Sports Cards. We're located in Prescott, right? In the Depot Marketplace, right on the corner of Montezuma and Sheldon.
Good location.
We've been there over 3.5 years now. So in October, it'll be 4 years.
Wow.
And we are the local sports card, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, One Piece card store. We're one of the local game stores for Pokemon, One Piece, and Magic, and then sports cards as well.
So what I'm learning from talking to you for a little bit is, the big question I asked is the Pokemon Go. Remember, definitely during COVID, they had the online game. So people were all like social distancing, but driving around catching the Pokemon
on the phone app.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then, so did that help, or did that, hurt the card collecting or the game play for Pokemon?
So COVID actually helped on the sports side and the Pokemon side. And then, of course, you double the Pokemon side with the Pokemon Go, which was crazy. That, it started a huge spike. And then during lockdown, people had the extra disposable income. So a lot of them got back into sports cards. Yeah. So the sports cards really exploded. And then, the families are at home. It's the dad, and then now it's the son. It could be sports or Pokemon. And it's just gone up from there. And with the Pokemon Go game, it brought a lot of millennials back into Pokemon. So they were around at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And then the Pokemon Go happened. They're trying it out. Then they get, a little nostalgia going, come into the store, and that's where they really get hooked, right? They see those old cards. They see the new cards. Same thing with sports cards. I love when somebody comes in, Gen X era, and we've got a Ken Griffey Jr. 1989 Upper Deck rookie card sitting in the case. And it's like, oh my gosh, I had that card as a kid. And to me, that's...
You wish you still had it.
It's really cool. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And they may buy that card because they don't have it anymore, but they remember it as having it in their childhood, right? They had those cards. And that happens a lot in sports when people just walk through the door when they find us for the first time.
That's cool. Now, what if I'm in Grandpa's garage and I find an old box of cards because we're cleaning it out? And is that something I could take to you and you help me decide, these are, the real deal? These are, collector's items? Is that something you do?
Yeah, absolutely. We get phone calls all the time. There's quite a few grandpas out there in Prescott that...
Shout out to grandpas.
Yes, absolutely. And grandmas.
And grandmas, thank you.
That still have their collections from when they were a kid. And this could be cards from, the early 50s.
Wow.
So you're talking Mickey Mantle, Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Jackie Robinson. Babe Ruth, yeah, towards, exactly. And
yeah,
those cards to me are amazing to see those cards that are that old. There's a large vintage community here. And then getting back to your question, yes, we get calls all the time. Found a baseball in my dad's sock drawer, or exactly like you said, there's a small collection in a box that they found in a garage. And we'll look through the sports cards and stuff for you. what I like to do is I like to educate, right? So give you a little bit of information, what we're looking for, what potentially can be valuable, the years that there's not a lot of value there. And there's quite a few years, like through the 80s and through the 90s. It's called the junk wax era. It's where the first bubble, they never shut the presses off and they ran them 24/7. So you can still buy sealed cases of those sports cards today.
Okay.
Whereas the earlier stuff, the 50s, 60s, back into the 40s, it's extremely rare to find boxes or even packs of that stuff today.
Which is what makes them so valuable.
Correct.
So I always know when there's something collectible. Like right now, I hang out with girls all the time because cheerleaders, and I have a few. I shouldn't even say that because my grandson, he's a Pokemon dude, but he, somebody comes around and messes it up for everybody, and they collect like the Nitos right now. The girls all have those little squishy things, whatever,
Yep.
and they can't find them. So they're scouring. We think they're dropping here, and you've got people running all over the place. How does that affect, does that carry over into the Pokemon world or was it Magic something world?
Magic One Piece, yeah.
Magic One Piece. Mm-hmm. I should know this better. My kids are going to be mad at me. But does that affect you with like the scalpers or the?
It does, yeah, absolutely. So that's been going on for a couple of years with Pokemon and more recently with One Piece, which are trading cards, collectible cards, and they're also games, right? So players can come into the shop on our game nights and play for prize packs. So you have a couple different communities. And unfortunately, starting with Pokemon, it got very, very popular, especially during shutdown, still remain popular coming out of shutdown. People are out and about now, right? And what happened is you have very few people that wait for the big box retailers to restock, right? And then there's one or two people that will come in and buy it all. So what happens is your true collectors and your players, their cards that they're looking for become scarce or expensive. And, a Pokemon that plays is not going to put, $1,000 into a deck. It may be $100 deck tops. If you're more of a professional player, you may bling up your deck a little bit with the more expensive cards. And unfortunately, that's kind of where we're at now, and One Piece is that way. But at our shop, what we do is on the new releases, it comes out in waves like Pokemon, One Piece, is we will sell the product, which since we're Play Stores, we get to sell it early. And if you let us cut off the wrapper, or if you buy packs and let us clip the corner, you get a reduced price. And if you want to walk out with that sealed product, you're going to pay full price, right? Because in the past, I had, these scalpers would come in, they would buy from me, and they would literally go out in the parking lot, post it on Facebook Marketplace, and have it up within 5 minutes, 2 to 3 times what I sold it for. So if you want to walk out with it sealed, you're going to pay that price.
Right.
If you open it at the store, you're going to get a lower price. And it's great. I mean, you get the collectors, you have the players that love that. And we'll clip the corner, we'll take the plastic seal off, and they'll go right over to the tables. And there may be 4 or 5 of them around that do that. And, it's a great atmosphere.
So you're not just selling the cards. You actually have a space for these kids or young adults and adults alike to come in and
we do
hang out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So
community, exactly. And we also encourage, if you have a group of friends, I think your son mentioned he has a group of 4.
Friends. Josh, you got friends.
And they play Magic. So they're welcome to come into the store when they have time, as long as we don't have any events going on, which we post a calendar on our social media, All-Star Sports Cards, Prescott AZ on Facebook and Instagram. And you can play for free. Which is unique in our town.
So this is cool because it gets, because a lot of these kids that are, in their mid-20s, it's hard for them to be out on their own. So a lot of them live at home. And so it's, you're going to a friend's house or hanging out. And now you actually have kind of a neutral space where everybody can go.
Correct, yeah.
They hang. I like the, He's, you know,
Well, they're there, right?
Yeah,
and
they're out of their
as
rooms
other
and they're
players
hanging
come
out.
through the door that they may never meet because they're playing at home in their parents' basement or in their apartment or something like that.
Basement.
And then they make new friends, right?
Which
and
is
then,
great.
And the commonality is, you know, they're into those games.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sports cards, you know, on that side of the world too, there's certain things that really make me happy, right? Why I opened the store. One of them is, you know, like a father coming in that collected baseball cards when he was a kid.
Yeah.
With his little son. So they will buy a pack of cards or maybe a little box of cards, and they'll go over to the tables and they'll open it right there, you know, father, son together. And the kid is at that innocent age is what I call it, right? He's looking for a Shohei Ohtani baseball card. And he pulls one out of the pack and he is so excited. And he or she, right? It's father, daughters, mother, daughters, fathers, sons. And that could be, you know, a 5-cent common card, or it could be $1,000 special Ohtani card. And when they're that young, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The big thing is they pulled that Shohei Ohtani card out of a pack.
Yeah.
And that's what it is for them at that point.
And I remember, unless I'm imagining, but didn't they used to come with like a little stick of gum in there or something? Am I dating myself really bad right now?
No.
Like lady.
But you're correct. And you can still find those 80s and 90s junk wax packs. And we sell them in our store for, you know, $1 a pack that still have the gum in it. Don't recommend that you chew the gum unless you have a really good dentist.
I think you should crumble it right in. So what I'm really enjoying though too is, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, I remember the baseball cards obviously, and they were always by the register or whatever as you're checking out. And the fact that it's still special to, you know, generations now. And what I really, really like, one is, you know, I remember Pikachu, I Choose You. Don't laugh at me, Josh, but
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. And I remember all of that. I had no idea until, and I'm kind of embarrassed because I haven't really talked to even Josh about some of this stuff. Like, tell me about this world. Because I just knew he was collecting cards. I had no idea there was actual gameplay around it. I knew there's a little game that you did at the table or whatever, but this is very cool because it's one thing, you see them all the time. Just they're in their room, but they're talking to people. Half these kids don't communicate on the phone. You know, they're not calling each other, hey, bud, what are you doing?
Yeah,
you know, they're like talking over headsets or stuff. But the fact that they get to go out and hang out and, you know, be social with people. And what is your average age that comes in and plays these games? Is it like the 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds? Older?
It is older. We do have a younger crowd. They do play games, right? Like the Pokémon. It's more adults, right?
Really?
A little bit older on the kids, like maybe middle school, high school, that kind of stuff. But kind of back to answer your question, you know, you and I were talking before we came in here and started the podcast, and there's a lot of things that, you know, opened your eyes, right? Mm-hmm. And I get that. I'll have parents come in and they'll tell me, I don't understand this Pokemon. What is this? Can you explain it to me? And the simple answer that I give is, you know, Pokemon is not a bad thing, especially if your young child is into it, right?
Yeah.
They are socializing. They're talking to their friends. You can teach young kids how to read with Pokemon cards. There's numbers on the Pokemon cards. You can teach them how to do math.
Because the bigger number is better, right? You've got a bigger, well, I guess the category, but they've got to know how to build a deck, right?
Yep, exactly. Hit points, they call it HP. I call it horsepower. You know, the bigger the horsepower, the better the card. But, you know, and it's not bad. It's not bad at all. They're not in a room in a basement somewhere on a computer with a headset playing video games, right? They are out, they're socializing, they're trading with their friends, making new friends, that type of thing. And I have a couple grandmothers that collect. They are collectors, cool. Which is amazing, right?
I'd be the coolest grandma on the block if I did that, I'm sure.
They are cool. They're very cool. and their grandkids got them started, and they'll collect for their own personal collection, and along the way they'll pick up a couple cards for the grandkids' birthday, Christmas, that type of stuff as well.
Long gone are the days of canasta. Remember that when people played canasta, and now their grandma's in there playing Pokemon. I love that.
Yeah.
So you guys have a couple events coming up. You check out the calendar because you do have like the One Piece casual tournaments, Pokemon play nights, Commander nights,
pre-release events. Those are huge.
So that is, they get to see it before anybody else, or
correct? Yeah. Yep. So it's being a game store. We have certain things that we can do and get the community and the players new cards in their hands and that kind of stuff early before they are even for sale anywhere else. And a pre-release event is an actual game play, right? So you purchase some of the new cards and new packs, you make a deck, you play. And believe it or not, we've had some brand new players that have never played before that have won those tournaments because it's just, you build a deck out of the packs that you're given, and it's just the luck of the cards, right? And it's crazy. And when people pull big cards, expensive cards, out of a pack, it's really, really cool.
So it is totally random then. You could have, maybe like playing the lottery, you play a couple bucks and you open the pack and there could be a big winner in there.
Yeah, we had a teenager this weekend on Sunday. He bought a box of Pokemon cards, had 6 packs in it. And he's at the edge of the counter just kind of opening stuff and, business as usual, people in the store, waiting on customers, looking at things. And then all of a sudden we start hearing this, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And he had actually pulled the top card out of the new set. And literally that card is valued at $1,400 straight out of the pack.
Wow.
So, that doesn't happen often, but it does happen.
But these kids know because they've done their research, right? They know which cards they're looking for.
Oh, yeah. And then we've had, a couple of years ago with baseball, I had a customer in the store that pulled a Shohei Ohtani autographed roster card, 1 of 1, which back then was an amazing card, but today is like a super, super amazing card.
Okay, I'm going to throw it out. Is he a Dodger player? No.
Very good.
Yes?
He is, yeah.
Shout out to Allie.
That's right. What's his jersey number?
Have no idea, but I know he's a Dodger. And just because she's a Dodger fan, so I hear her, rooting for them and stuff.
He's the unicorn of baseball.
Yeah. I have heard her say that too.
Oh, you have?
Yes.
Okay, nice. And that's your daughter?
That's my daughter. See,
Great. See?
I have a whole plethora of different personalities.
And it's crazy. With your friends and acquaintances and people that you meet, ask them, do you know anything about Pokemon? Do you collect baseball cards? And you'll be surprised at the people that will say, oh yeah, my son or daughter are into Pokemon. My husband collects baseball cards. It's just, that doesn't come up in everyday conversation. But I think if you asked around a little bit, you'll be surprised.
So if I want to be a legit contender at the Pokemon table, how much am I spending on my pack, you think? Like, can I do some damage with, $100?
Sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. You can start with a pre-made deck for as little as $20.
Oh, okay.
And then that'll get you the basics. That'll get you playing the game. And then as you learn the game and what the cards do, you can upgrade that deck. You can get more powerful cards. You can get better cards. And I have, with the players, it's called bulk. And again, I think you had mentioned that, we're talking to your son where opening the packs and the good cards go into the deck and you have stacks and stacks and stacks of cards that, is just bulk is what we call it. And we have a huge section of that available. And the players will come in and they'll look for those special cards because cards will rotate out. They're no longer allowed in the game. And then new cards will come in. So the decks, the powerful decks, it's called a meta. So the meta will change.
I'm watching Josh for he's like, yep.
Right, Josh?
Right, Josh?
Absolutely. He knows what's going
He
on.
knows what's going on. So, what was I going to ask? And do you often see the players like trading cards and stuff? So, do you see that where
Yes.
like I've got two
Oh, yeah. A
two
pre-release.
Charmanders? Shut up, Josh. Charmanders?
Charmander.
I got you. See? I know stuff.
And then Charmander will evolve into the big guy.
The big guy. Don't know. Tell me.
Charizard.
Charizard.
Yes.
I do know that. I do know that name, but oh, Steven, he'd be so proud of me.
Anyway, the nerd in me's coming out. So
Charmander, Charizard. I even have a little granddaughter that plays a little bit of Pokemon. So this is cool. So I can see where you can start. I just love the fact that you guys are getting the kids kind of out from behind screens to come in and play. And
see, as a store, we also trade cards. And if you're looking to sell your extra cards, we also buy, right? So Pokemon is very, very popular right now. My number one seller in the store is my Pokemon singles. And then on the sports side, it's the same thing there. It's a little bit more selective of what we're looking for on the sports side. But you've got the unicorn of baseball, Ohtani, very well known. Lots of people looking for his cards, including kids. You've got on the basketball side, these two guys, one's named Michael Jordan and the other guy, Kobe Bryant. Very, very popular still today. And you've got 8 and 9-year-old kids that still know who Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are. So it's multi-generational with those guys. Football, it's always the hot quarterbacks, right?
Joe Burrow, obviously.
Yep. Yeah. And especially
Josh
when Joe
Allen.
came out of college and he was drafted and was a rookie, his cards were very hot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mr. LSU.
Yep.
See, I know football way better. Well, just my players.
In the sports side, there's speculation. Victor Wembanyama in basketball, very, very popular. So when he was drafted and came in his first year with the Spurs, his rookie cards, especially some of his rookie cards, could be very, very expensive. And then the past couple years, they dipped a little, but now that they're in the finals, right? He's in the finals for the first time. His rookie cards have now come up in value. If he wins the NBA finals, the Spurs, his cards will go up in value again.
Oh, so there's people watching this card going, okay, I've got this guy's card.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Cool. And we'll have, some of those cards sitting in the cases, and somebody will come in and they'll look at them, and it's like, oh, man, they might go into the finals, they might not. And then it happens, right? And they come in and they're like, oh, I should have bought that card last week when it was $40. Now it's $60.
What is the most prized, like the most sought after? It's funny. My daughter's messaging me. I'm going to ask her, what is his number? What is it? What is his first name?
Shohei Ohtani.
Ohtani's number.
Did I tell you what it was?
No.
Okay.
She's going to be like, what is wrong with you, Mom?
There are a lot of Dodger fans in town. A lot. Well, basically West Coast teams, football, baseball, basketball, our Arizona teams. The crazy thing is, you've got some big teams out on the East Coast, Boston Red Sox, New York Yankees. And I can hardly give those cards away. It's just we don't have a lot of East Coast fans over here.
But could you imagine getting like Tom Brady's card when he got drafted,
Mm-hmm.
and then he goes on to be the Tom Brady? Like how lucky, like who would know? One, because he started off with such,
Tom Brady was drafted twice in 2 different sports.
Was he really? Baseball?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You do have Russell Wilson, same thing, drafted in baseball and football. I believe it's Danny Ainge, Boston Celtics. He was also drafted and played a couple years in baseball before he moved back into basketball.
How does something work like with Kobe Bryant, who, his tragic passing? Did his card go up in value, or does that make a difference?
Oh, it went up. Yeah, absolutely. Especially his memorabilia and autographs. Unfortunately, he will not sign another basketball. Yeah. What's out there now up to the day that he passed, there won't be anything more, right? So what's out there in the wild now is all it's ever going to be.
In the wild. That's cool. Are you worried about how good we're getting with AI and all of this stuff like affecting legitimacy of trading cards and things like that? Are we able to replicate things, or are they able to spot those?
So AI is moving forward. You do have a grading company out there that's 100% AI, which people, they're not confident in right now.
Yeah.
But there's other grading companies too, where I believe on the backside of things, you don't know everything that's going on to grade a card, right? And grading is knowing exactly what condition that card is in and assigning a number on it, a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being a perfect card, 1 being the worst. And one of the things that, a Michael Jordan rookie card, right, is very expensive. And it's the most faked card in the world. I've had 5 of them walk through my door in the past 3.5 years. All 5 of them were not real. So there's certain things that you look for on the Pokemon side of things too. I can spot, not real cards just by flipping through the binders and stuff.
Really?
I see so many of them, Pokemon cards and most of them are legit, but the Michael Jordan card. And if you don't know what you're looking for, and obviously those customers that came in, they're excited, they're happy. I've got a valuable card, and you have to, burst the bubble, break their heart, and explain to them and really, really show them, here's why it's not real. But I think hopefully we'll be at a point one day where you can take a photograph of a card, download it into AI, and then AI will tell you, yeah, you have a legitimate Michael Jordan card. Be happy.
Yeah, because I found a penny the other day that was from like 19 whatever, and it had like the little buckwheat thing, and I was like, this got to be
wheat penny.
like, yeah. So I look it up, and it's like, it could be worth like $14,000, or more likely it's worth like 7 cents. So.
Interestingly, that's really my collecting bug started with that. My grandfather and father used to collect stamps, so they'd be at the kitchen table, and my grandpa had this big, huge glass jar. And he'd always throw his pennies in there. So I would dump them on the floor and look for the wheat pennies. So as far as collecting goes, that's where I started.
Oh my gosh. I had the biggest flashback of the little green stamps that would come in the rolls, and
back when we used to have to lick stamps. And
yes. Oh my gosh. I'm dating myself. My daughter says 17Y, and first she corrected my spelling.
Yeah.
She goes, it's OHTANI. So very cool. So
she's right.
Yeah, she's like 17. Michael Jordan, 23. I know like very few things, but
Michael Jordan actually wore 3 different numbers in his career.
Why do I feel 17 was one of them? Was it?
Nope.
Okay, but 23 I know, but 17 was flashing in my head before 23, but
so 23 was his original number. Retired, went to play baseball.
I do remember.
And he does have baseball rookie cards. They're not that expensive because he's not known for baseball.
No.
And when he came back, the year he came back, number 23 was in use, so he wore number 45 for that 1 year.
Who in their right mind is wearing number 23 and Michael Jordan joins your team and you don't just automatically give him your number?
Exactly.
Who was it? Do you remember?
I don't know.
I'll have to look that up because
we'll have to ask Siri or Google.
I will definitely because that's funny to me that somebody if I'm doing something, Michael Jordan's like, hey, yo, I'm joining your team. I'd be like, here you go. It's like, you just take this. I don't need any more. That's crazy.
And the third number?
What is it?
He wore for 1 game.
Why?
And believe it or not, there is a card out there with him wearing that number for that 1 game.
Ooh,
so the story goes, they were out of town. I don't quite remember who they were playing, but his jersey got stolen. So they needed to get him into a jersey to play. So the jersey had a number 12 on it. And he played 1 game in that number 12. And believe it or not, it ended up on a sports card. He is actually defending the guy that the card is. And it just, I'm blanking on whose card it is. But it's very, very popular. It's the most popular card in that set.
Wow. That's crazy. I'd be like, no, I just won't be playing today. I don't have my special number.
And then the following year, the most popular card in that basketball set, the Menendez brothers were actually pictured on the front row on the sidelines. And you get stuff like that, where a card all of a sudden becomes collectible, very collectible, not because of the player, but because who else is in the photo.
So like Jack Nicholson at a Lakers game, not so much, but the Menendez brothers showing up
Well, yeah.
pre-murder, I would assume, or maybe
Yes.
post.
Correct.
Okay.
No, pre. Well, could have been.
Could have
post.
been. I mean,
Yeah.
they had, who knows? My daughter's like, why, mother? What are you doing? So this has been super interesting. And, I'll be the first one, sports guys coming in. Cool. We'll talk some football, baseball, whatever. This has been even more interesting than I had even imagined that it was going to be. Your Facebook is, like you said, the best place to find you. So it's All Star Sports Cards, Prescott AZ. Go visit. I want to go in and check this place out, and tell them again, you're at the Depot Market in Prescott.
Depot Marketplace. That's
Okay.
correct. Yeah. On Montezuma and Sheldon. In Sprouts is there, Staples. And then we are over by the Verizon store right next door.
Cool. And then check their calendar, because you got some cool stuff going on, and you got kids that are playing games anyway. Get them out of the house and go check it out.
Yeah. It's funny. So Pokemon, I call it, we babysit for a couple hours on Wednesday nights.
Right.
Parents drop the kids off, go out for dinner, they play, come
Yeah.
back, pick them up.
Safe space to hang out. So again, check them out. I really enjoyed talking to you. And again, I was, not that I wasn't looking forward to talking to you, I just didn't know how to keep a conversation going. I was like, I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Sure.
But this turned out to be one of the funnest,
I could talk all day long.
most fun interviews I've done in a long time. So thank you so much.
So when are you stopping in for Pokemon night?
I'm going to go join Josh, and we're going to go pick out some cards. So it's almost his birthday. I'll
There you go.
go buy you some cards, buddy.
Bring your daughter with you, and she can look through our Otani cards as well.
She's the Otani, and then I have one that's into One Piece. So
There you
we
go.
can get you covered on all fronts. So that'll be very cool. But thank you so much for coming in. And guys, thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.